Yo, what's good? What's happening? We back. Brand new episode of Threes from the Ring. This your boy Chris J. Got the boy Trail Sav here.
Yeah.
Got the boy Tyler here.
Yo.
All right, we all here. And we all here to talk good old basketball and wrestling with you guys. But first, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. First, you guys already know, follow us on Twitter at Threes from the Ring. Also, check out our YouTube page as well as what you're watching on right now. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, comment, engage with the content that we have for you guys. Check out the new little episode I made with the fall anime preview. So if you guys in the anime, check that out. Make sure you guys also even check out the previous episode, Attack on Culture, as well. And we got plenty of shorts for you guys to check out too. So make sure you guys check out the content we got for you guys. And that's it. Let's go ahead and get right into the show. So we're going to talk hoops first. And with that said, Media Day has already started. Training camp is already started for a few teams. The Knicks is in Abu Dhabi for some odd reason. But either way, yeah, the Knicks is in Abu Dhabi. Like I saw Jalen, literally the NBA goes on the NBA Twitter page. Jalen Brunson arrived to Abu Dhabi. I'm like, okay. Once again, NBA and NFL go to Saudi Arabia. It's coming soon. I don't want to hear y'all trip at all. I want y'all to keep the same energy. But anywho, so NBA season is quickly starting to get underway. Teams are starting training camps. Players are arriving. And with that said, some teams are finally getting their last minute signings together, aka the Golden State Warriors, as they finally pretty much made a deal with Jonathan Kuminga. He has now signed this 2-year restricted free agent contract where he's making, I think, a little bit close to 50 mil, I want to say.
48 mil.
Yeah, 48 mil. So that's like 24 per year. So for one, hey, could have made more, but I understand you don't want to be there. So I ain't never gonna knock a black man for not wanting to go where he want to be, but could have made more, but you don't want to be there. But maximize that situation so you get the heck up out of there, bro. Please. Yeah. I know you don't want to be there. Steve Kerr don't want you there, and we don't even know how Steph feels because Draymond is technically the voice of that team. But shout out to Kuminga. It is what it is. If you ball out, you might end up somewhere else, G. But we'll see. But Trey, your thoughts?
Oh, Trey, what?
Kuminga getting signed.
Oh, I thought we was gonna talk about the Warriors next week, but
but we're just bringing the Kuminga signing. That's all. Just Kuminga. Your thoughts? Kuminga getting his money finally.
Shout out to African folks. He got his money. Nice contract. Literally detailed. They got a chance to dispose it and throw it away next year. So he got what he wanted, but he basically gonna have to play to show the league that, like, hey, I'm worth all this conflict and stuff like that. Really helps and round that team out, to tell you the truth. We'll talk about that more next week, but it really, him staying helps that team more than some people think it'll hurt them.
No, I agree. Tyler, your thoughts?
Like I said, I think finally just good to get it out the way. Definitely could have made more. But that's the way the NBA goes. You bargain for what you want, whether it's a better situation or more money. And like Trail said, this more than likely end up, him getting moved sometime next year. So, finally good to just get it out the way on both sides. And I'm sure the Warriors are happy to put it to rest, and he's ready to, play basketball, hopefully. So,
yep. So he's in a decent situation. For one, they got to play him. You got to play him to maximize value. So if you want to flip him, you got to play the man. I'm pretty sure Mike Dunleavy and them told Steve Kerr, bro, I don't care if that man don't even pass Steph the ball. He got to play. So we'll see what happens, G. But let's go ahead and move on. We're going to start our season preview. pretty much we're going to start with the Eastern Conference because that is arguably the easier conference to talk about right now among the whole NBA, primarily because, look, some teams died legit during the playoffs. So makes it slightly easier to discuss this conference. So, but either way, with that said, for one, while we're talking about it now, shout whatever Achilles treatment Jason Tatum's getting is otherworldly, and we gotta make sure it's otherlore because that man is legit doing whole dribble drills like it's nothing right now. But I don't think they're gonna rush him back. But shout out to Jason Tatum for a healthy recovery. That's all. I hope the best for bro. But
yeah, I don't think he needs to rush himself to come back. I mean, I'm glad he's on better pace than most, considering the injury and everything that that he's healing. A lot. On par or to better standards of what this injury usually does to a player. But there's no reason for him to rush himself back or God forbid the team try to rush him back. You just take it as a down year, take it as a year to get the rest of the guys that don't usually get a whole lot of that playing time to, develop a little bit more or find themselves, stronger in the roles that they're in already and, just let them rock out. I don't think the Celtics are going to be bad this season without him. I don't expect them to be too high without him neither, considering the moves that they made. But, they still got a very respectable team, especially considering it's the East. So, they don't have no reason to really worry or like can't wait till JT come back, every 5 seconds,
Yeah. Your thoughts on seeing Jason Tatum on the Super Soldier Serum Trail?
Shout out to him. But I don't think he comes back this year. I don't think he comes back later this year. I don't even think the rumor's going to start with that being a thing. But shout out to him. I think he really doing that just to get his body adjusted for when he do come back. He can play hard and not really work himself in like most people do with their Achilles. Also, he probably trying to build muscle in his leg. Because if you notice, when people have them Achilles injury, one leg for a while just be absolutely skinny. It'd be really skinny.
That is crazy, but it's true.
It looks so weird. But he's probably trying to work his hardest to, for the next season to come up because the Celtics going to be in a very peculiar situation when he comes back healthy. If they keep Jaylen Brown throughout next summer, and we'll see what they have with like the cap space, and if they get rid of Derek White or trade Derek White for some pieces, if they get a nice draft pick going into the draft, those type things is going to make the Celtics a very peculiar team. And when he come back, that duo is still a great duo in the regular season and postseason. So they're gonna make some noise for real. But different shades of Achilles niggas, because my boy Tyrese Halliburton, he walked like his leg blew up. So yeah, the wrestling show. Yeah. I barely see the nigga walk. Most of the time, I'm seeing that nigga sit down.
He has been sitting down. That man, I haven't seen that man walk yet. Hey, let's see. But let's go ahead. We're gonna start our preview. So how we're gonna go about this. We're gonna do our top 6 teams. Those are locked to make the playoffs, and then who are the 4 playing teams. So that's how we're gonna go about this. And then after that, we're gonna do our who we think is our most overrated team and the most underrated team as well. I'm gonna go ahead and go first. I'm not. This is not gonna be much of a shock, but I'm gonna say Cleveland still is the top seed. I don't think the Knicks is gonna immediately be the number 1 seed in the East this year. I got them number 2, but I think the Cavaliers, as long as they were healthy, they were fine. It just Garland's foot. I think what was his foot or his wrist? One of the two went to hell. Then Mobley, he messed his ankle up some point, and then Donovan Mitchell was battling injuries, so that team was dealing with injuries at the worst possible time. But I think, with another season with Atkinson coaching them, and then as long as they stay healthy, I think they're going to be fine. Like, I feel like they will be a fine team. They still going to be number one in the East going into this season. Number 2 is the Knicks. They did get better. It's just I want to see the significant difference that Mike Brown brings to the table, but I feel like overall they should be a better team. They're going to be a better team, but they're just going to not be number one, and that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing because they are my favorite to make it out the East to the finals. Because Cleveland still got to show me come playoff time. My number 3 will be the Magic. I'm very high on the Magic this year. I want to arguably say could be the best team in the East if healthy. That's really the main thing with them. If they can remain healthy, I think they will be the best team. But what is this, year 3 or year 4? Paolo, I feel like he's going to have a great season. Franz, as long as he's healthy, they should be fine. I feel like they'll be a really good, solid team overall. My number 4, and this is where the East gets a little tricky. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it's going to be the Pistons. I think people still sleeping on the Pistons. They are seeing that can still annoy everybody else. They took the Knicks to 7. Cade is only going to get better. I actually believe early just talk about it, but Cade is going to be a top 3 MVP candidate for me this year. I think highly of Cade. I think Cade's just only going to get better. And just taking that L the way that he did, it was like, look, all right. Also, even though I think the only loss is Malik Beasley, but they replaced him with somebody else who can just still. They got Luke Kennard, and so it's really the same player, just different skin color. So I think they'll be fine. Also, shout out to whoever do get Malik Beasley on the vet minimum, because he's still a free agent. By the way, somebody's going to pick him up. But I think the Pistons is going to be better. They still got a overall solid team on that whole overall. Number 5 is the Bucks. They're going to be fine. They have Giannis. That's all I'm going to say. They have Giannis. They'll be fine. If they can find a way to gain more, they will. But for the time being, they're going to be a top 5 team. Number 6, I got the Hawks. The Hawks is going to lock in. I really like the moves they made. Overall, they are a better team. So, and I think Trae Young is going to have a strong season as well. The key is just going to be how, if Jalen Johnson, who's borderline all-star last year, if he stays healthy, they should be fine. And if Dyson Daniels continues to just develop offensively, because he's a beast defensively. So, and they also got a solid center as well. As long as he keep developing, I think they have the pieces to be solid, the Hawks. So those my top 6 seeds. My playing teams are the Miami Heat. They got to prove it too. This is definitely a prove it year. It's not even just about Tyler Hero. I just want Bam to showcase more. At this point, it's just a case of like, bro, are you a third fiddle guy, or can you legit lead a team and be that guy? Because I'm tired of people talking about Tyler Hero like he cold or something, which I believe he's one of the most overrated players in the league.
Excuse me. Thank you.
Then I have the Raptors. I think the Raptors going to be significantly better. I didn't realize even last year when they got Ingram, he did not play at all for them. So,
yeah, he was dealing with that shoulder injury, though, pretty much that rest of the season.
So, I believe the Raptors is going to be this 8th seed. They're going to be really good. It's just, once again, I don't even know who the hell their coach is, by the way, but they have the talent. You have a group of solid young dudes. Just figure it out at this point. Then number 9, I have the Sixers, out of respect, because injuries is going to be their main damper. But I think as long as whatever happens with Embiid, he's going to determine a lot with this thing. Embiid's health is going to determine a lot. If he can play and this is going to sound like a crazy number. If he can play 65% of the games, they can be a top 6 seed. I think I think Paul George will be fine. I'm not too concerned about his injury woes. It's more Embiid. If he can play 65%,
didn't one of them just get their timeline get pushed back a little bit too? Because they said they don't know if Embiid is playing the first game of the season.
Yeah, Embiid already said he's going to listen to his body. Like he said, so he's not going to rush things. But if he can play
40-year-old body to listen to, man.
Jared McCain tweaked something, so he's gonna be out a couple weeks too.
Oh yeah, Jared McCain sprained his thumb.
See, like already, like this is why they aren't.
I thought I heard something else about Paul George, but I can't remember.
He was just talking. He just said, "Look, man, I'm the Paul George that I want to be the Paul George that the Sixers signed." Which
man, if he come back with that Stone Cold Steve Austin knee brace, I don't want to hear nothing, bro.
Look. Embiid is gonna come back with a stone cold body brace. G, what we talking about? So we don't even know
when he ain't coming back.
But either way, Sixers is number 9, and then number 10 because I think highly of this team because of the offseason moves, but also it could mean they're gonna trade a lot of these vets that they collected for no damn reason. Charlotte Hornets. This is another case. If LaMelo Ball, who, by the way, he gets away with murder in terms of the amount of games he does not play. I just want to throw that out there. If he plays 75% of the season, they should be a play-in team. Might even be higher than 10. But they do have they collected some solid vets in free agency. They even drafted really freaking well. If that team just comes together well, they can be a play-in team, and God forbid, they can be even maybe 7th, 8th seed. They can have a home game and play. But I'm putting the Hornets in, and please, guys, let this be the year that the Bulls we won't make the play-in curse. I just need them to commit to taking L's. But those are my 6 teams and my play-in team.
For me, we kind of similar in a lot. So like for my top teams in the East, I'm gonna go Cavs number 1. Just like you, they stay healthy, they're good. The addition of Lonzo Ball coming off the bench, secondary ball hitting, and Darius Garland go down, it's all good. But Lonzo also has to stay healthy, so that's a big thing for that team. Also, the defensive player of the year, he's gonna have to take a leap offensively. And help Donovan Mitchell out. And then I think I used to be a person to say Donovan Mitchell was overrated. Now I think people are underrated him. He's cold. He's really good. And he can lead that team through the East, especially with the big, the big homie, the Boston Celtics are out. So the Cavs is going to be really, really good this year. Now, number 2, I got the New York Knicks, who I would say early prediction is coming out the East. Their 2 biggest fears have ACL tears, so they can kind of run through the East. Achilles tears, I'm sorry. Their 2 biggest fears have Achilles tears. So they can run through the East without having to worry about Halliburton and Jason Tatum. So they should be good. If they don't, they have one of the biggest payrolls in the league, and if they don't figure out how to, win with those people, they're gonna have to start sending people places, and that never bodes well for a contending team. Yeah. Number 3, this is when I start to change just a tad bit. I got Detroit over Orlando because Detroit played better than Orlando last year. Now, Orlando did get Desmond Bain, which is great. But I just think what Detroit got in terms of health and then being young, being fast, run up and down the court, being strappy, which they were not punks to New York at all.
They was not getting old.
They got a Thompson twin, which is always a shining light if you have one of those. I agree. Cade Cunningham is going to ball. Now for Orlando, who I got in number 4, it depends on how France and Paulo is going to do that 2-man game. Getting Desmond Bain is fire, but that's your 3. And, Jalen Suggs is a fantastic on-ball defender, especially for a guard. He's going to have to step up, too, and also stay healthy and eventually cut his hair because he's balding. But Paulo and France are going to have to see how they play together. Who's number 1, who's number 2. There's a lot of people who want France to be number 1. There's a lot of people who want Paulo to be number 1. So they're going to have to figure that out. That's up to the coach, up to the front office. Chris just looked at Jalen Suggs' hairline. It's crazy, isn't it? All right, so at number 5, I got the Hawks. The most, and spoiler alert, the most underrated team in the East right now. They upgraded, right, with putting Porzingis in that starter position. He said he is not HIV positive anymore, so he should be going into that season healthy. So it's going to look good. And you want to know another reason why he about to ball out? It's a contract year for Porzingis.
Contract year for Porzingis is a point, by the way.
Trying to get that money, man.
So he is about to ball out. He is about to play through injuries, and the Atlanta Hawks is going to look really good this year. I think Trey has something to prove, so he's going to try to make an All-NBA team or something like that, which is going to be hard for him, but it's possible. And, yeah, I like the Hawks. What's his name? Jalen Johnson?
Yeah.
Cole. Dyson Daniels?
Dog.
Cole.
In the dog.
So,
dog.
Towards the end of the year, their rookie, Ricochet, however you say his last name?
You close enough. You got it.
Yeah. Yeah, look, I'm sorry. He's French, so them last name is crazy. But he looked really good going into the final stretch of the year.
No, he did finish the year strong.
I'm looking forward to that team. It's going to be fun to watch. They're going to be a league pass team like a mug, but it's going to be a fun league pass team. Going into 6. Going into 6, I got the Bucks. They got Giannis. 32-11, or 30-14. Not gonna hold you. 5 assists, 1.5 blocks a game. 0.2
Giannis,
something like that.
Numbers wise, he's gonna have another one of them MVP style seasons. But it sucks to say it. I don't think it's gonna be enough to get them over the hump.
Oh, of course not. But he probably is the front runner for MVP. And
yeah, I'll be kind of shocked if he's not really up there. Like if they not really voting for him this year, then I feel like that shouldn't.
I think the front runners are very early prediction, but I think the front runners are literally Giannis, Luka, and Wembanyama, because those are all 3 people who's going to try to prove something this season. So I think Giannis is going to terrorize the East. Going to lose a lot. He's going to terrorize the East. There's no one in the Eastern Conference that gets close to him in terms of talent. If you mirror that to the West, Jokic got, Shea, who is good as him. Luka, who's still clawing to be that great. Wemby in the, back end. Then you got the legends of that sport right now, Bron, KD, and Curry, all with decent to great teams. So somebody like Jokic being the best player in that conference is going to go through absolute hell dealing with how crazy that conference is.
But that's why it's great that the Nuggets, I know we're going to talk about the West next week, but that's why it's so great that the Nuggets upgraded the way that they did this offseason, because they're going to be a problem. Teams is going to definitely go at them, but they're going to be a problem for so many people again, bro.
Like, one last thing about the Western Conference. When we talk about that next week, we're going to say every team is going to be a problem. My nigga,
Yeah.
1 through 8 is insane.
Dog fight.
Yeah, 1 through 8
It's gonna be war.
It's gonna be war. But yeah, I think the Bucks also add Miles Turner, nice center, can stretch the floor. Giannis is gonna with Miles, Bobby Portis, and Giannis on that court. I'm sorry,
It's gonna
that
be hell
paint,
trying to get. You ain't getting into the paint.
he is going to run through people. He is going to look like, what is that running back name? Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, Saquon.
He is going to look like Saquon Barkley going towards that paint. I'm telling you, Giannis is going to look insane. Insane. So now filling out my play-in teams. Let me go through this real fast. I got Heat, Raptors, Celtics, Hornets. I think Jaylen Brown can wheel that Celtics team along with Derek White and other random people on that Celtics team. If they try hard enough, they can get a 9th seed. That bottom of that East is terrible. I think teams like the Bulls is going to get rid of somebody like Kobe White to get either draft stock or young players. I'm surprised Kobe White is not a Warrior right now, to tell you the truth. To be completely honest,
the Bulls just like holding niggas hostage, bro.
But
they still haven't been able to get off Vooch's contract.
He about to get bought out by the season end. That's guaranteed. But teams like the Bulls is going to be garbage. My nigga, if you seen the Wizards media day, you already know how that team going to be. I wouldn't be surprised if they play hard.
Look like a G League team.
I wouldn't be surprised if they play.
That's the
I'm gonna talk about the G League team later. But I expect the Raptors and the Hornets to at least try this year. If the Hornets don't try this year, LaMelo, you got to go. It's just
I ain't gonna lie. At this point, I kind of got Melo in that same boat that I got Zion in. It's like they had all the talent in the world, but they just can't stay healthy. When they're on the court, they are phenomenal. But we got to string together that
I gotta intervene on that. My bad. Zion proved he's an All NBA player in this league when he's healthy.
That is true. That's
LaMelo's never healthy, nor has he proven that. He has had good games, of course.
He has good numbers.
Ben Simmons have had great games, but like the difference between Zion was 24-8. Wow, bumping Maury Mills every other night. My nigga, that's generational. So,
it is.
I can't even.
I'm just saying, like in terms of them, as long as they've been in the league, like you said, for him is a little different because he's more on the All NBA spectrum. But just the stat line, like I still see what you're saying, but it's like the stat line that can't just be the only thing we keep bringing up is 24-8, 24.
Zion has also, when he's on the court, they win games. They've been in playoff races.
He's just not on there enough.
Yeah, he is one of them people. If he's on the court, that's another reason that West is scary. They have a sneaky good team, very sneaky, because they got lengthy pause players on that team, and Zion coming slimmer, little stock, still got the muscle, not pumping more meals no more. It's going to look scary for that West on him. But I will compare somebody like LaMelo to like a Ben Simmons type person. Crazy potential. Nigga, stay healthy. What you doing off the court is going to have to matter. You know what I mean? I don't know, because it's Lonzo deal with injuries too. But my nigga, you're a max player who's going to demand max money when your contract is up. You can't be here playing 20, 30, semi 40 games a season. Like,
that ain't gonna cut it at all, bro.
At this point, I'm pretty sure people don't even believe Charlotte has a basketball team. Like, come on.
They signed Spencer Dinwiddie for a reason because you get hurt, G.
Yeah.
He's on your team.
They sure did sign Spencer.
Like, so if it don't work out for him, they gonna have to what? They got Brandon Mitchell is his name, right? Lock in and see what he can do as a number one.
Yeah. The league is moving, man.
But yeah, the Hornets, that's why I got them at 10. Because if the Hornets is terrible like they always are, somebody like the Wizards can sneak into a play-in spot and see that as a successful season. Because even though the Wizards literally has only 3 players we can name, they still have young guys that'll play hard and play that nothing to lose ball. But yeah, that's my 10 coming out the East.
All right, Tyler, your top 6 and your play-in.
Pretty much similar to you guys. I think I might change a couple of the other teams like that's in the middle, but I definitely see Cleveland as number 1 again. I think they are more than capable of holding on to it. But I could see New York taking over number 1 this season too. So they're kind of a toss up for me at 1 and 2. 3. I'ma still go with Orlando, but I could definitely see the Pistons in that 3 spot. I would say I don't know. I just kind of like Orlando's style of play, but I will say that the Pistons have made strides as just being more of a cohesive unit, and they not as injury. They didn't get hit with the injury bug or nothing, so they could be. That's pretty much my 3 and 4. 5, I definitely see Atlanta comfortable at 5, and I definitely think they could give somebody some problems come playoff time. I definitely think Porzingis is definitely a good player that complements Trae. I think that's like the type of player that Trae needs as far as like a big, somebody that can stretch the floor and that's going to get out there and play some defense. And then all the other, intangible players that they got around him, like that, I think they're on a better track than people give them credit for, I believe. And like you said, I think Trae is definitely going to come out and try to really prove a point this year. Like he is an elite guard, like the top of the elite guards in the league. I do think that was my 5. Who do I have at 6? 6 was 6. Like I said, the Bucks at 6. I just don't think that. I think Giannis could damn near win the MVP this season, and I don't think it's going to be enough for them to get over the hump. I just don't. I honestly still think that his time is winding down in Milwaukee at this point. I don't think that they tried it with Dame, unfortunate circumstances, happened and they end up having to ship Dame off. I think that was their last shot at really getting somebody worthwhile to play alongside Giannis to get them back over the hump. So I think, Giannis is, I ain't gonna say he's stat padding because he's getting where he wants to when he wants to, but it's looking like a very stat heavy season for him. And shout out to everybody else on the team with them. I think Miles Turner was definitely a great addition. They definitely have the structure to be they honestly still look like they could be a very strong defensive team, but we'll see. Things could change. They may look up and be able to get somebody else in a trade or something like that, but right now I got them at 6 to be safe. Honestly, I still got the Celtics coming in at 7.
That's nice.
Like I said, I don't think that they're gonna slip too far into the play-in race. I think they're gonna know where they're at in terms of their personnel. I think Jaylen Brown should have a solid showing this season, but that'll be to be seen. But yeah, I think that they know that they're better even without Jason Tatum. I think that they know that they're better than a play-in team. So I definitely got them at 7. 8th seed, I'm gonna go with the Raptors too. I like who they have. and like I said, I don't know their coach. He's some foreign dude. He might have coached in the EuroLeague. I think I just think that they're better than at least on paper, they're better than a lot of the bottom of the barrel teams of the East. So I definitely got them at AFC 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 15th. The rest of it is whatever. And I ain't throw Philly in there yet just because I do want to see if they can be healthy this season. I think if they are healthy, I think the standings may change a little bit. I don't see them being too high. If they're healthy, I don't see them being higher than 7th or 6th.
I forget. I'm sorry. I have a Philly prediction this year. I have a prediction that team will not stay intact by All-Star break. The reason I didn't have them in my prediction of making the playoffs or anything like that, because I believe Tyrese Maxey will probably be the only person on that team. Him and, Jared McCain will probably be the last two people on that team. I think if Embiid can't stay healthy, I think they get rid of him for as much as they can. I think Paul George is definitely going to get sold for scraps.
His name was getting put in trade talks and everything before he even played a full season.
Brooklyn Nets is crazy.
It makes sense.
Gonna be Brooklyn Nets.
But I think they're just going to they're going to gut that team. So I don't see Philly, because you're in Bulls territory of limbo right now. You're not title challengers and you can't tank. You got to figure something out.
That's the worst place you can be.
It is a terrible place to be as a basketball organization. So I think they picked the side. Like, what is the upside of Embiid right now? He played like he's 40. He injured. What is the upside of Paul George? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like you banking on injury-prone players to be healthy. It's just the biggest gamble you can take in basketball right now.
They're banking on an if statement. If Joel Embiid come and play like an MVP player, if Paul George's legs don't turn into spaghetti noodles, if Tyrese Maxey take another lead, if Jared McCain stay healthy, those ifs are not going to be, reliable coming in the middle of this season.
Tyrese Maxey very well could take another leap this year.
The next leap for him will be all NBA level. I don't see that.
Yeah,
I mean,
it just is
correct, but I don't even see him as that type of guy either. So I think he's great. I think he'd be a fantastic, player for any team.
Yeah, he has he's in that Lou Will, Jamal Crawford type of range.
Yikes. He said that man a bench is a 6-man at best. And see, that's the issue. I don't think he's better than them.
I think he had talent wise he can be better, but I'm saying as far as his role right now, I don't think it's, at least on this team. Who knows? He could be on another team and be a number one option maybe.
He is the number one option on this team because the two niggas.
But for this team, it don't matter.
And that's why I kind of wanted to get to none of this matters for Philly. Joel Embiid played at MVP level.
Number one option.
Joel Embiid played at MVP level. What's their ranking? 7? The team sucks.
You fighting with? Like I said, at that point you just fighting with the Bucks and the Celtics at for 6 through 7.
You fighting, you pretty much fighting to be 6 at that point.
So I don't know what's the goal. Do Philly even got a goal? You know what I mean?
I'm with you. I think that
they goal should be
to just start shipping dudes off.
Their goal should be if we're not in comfortable playing conversation, which is 7 and 8, Because in the East, 7 and 8, like I said, you're comfortably in the play-in. If you're not, you're gonna have to consider selling. You have to. That's just obvious. You have to seriously consider selling. And if you don't sell, bye-bye.
I mean, even if you say the goal is the eighth or play-in or whatever, bro, once you get there and you standing toe-to-toe to the Knicks, standing toe-to-toe to the Cavs, you still going first round. Like, you are paying these niggas money.
And I think that's getting swept depending on who you see.
That's the thing that, you know, some people like typically forget about when they talk about teams and can they make it there. Like, oh, okay, they do make it there. But when you got one of the highest caps in the league, making it to the first round and getting swept or getting bodied, that ain't good enough.
Nah. And the bar for them just goes lower every single year. We went from talking about can they get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Now they can't even get back to the semifinals. Now they can't get through the first round. Now they can't even make the playoffs. It's just...
And it all goes back because your quote-unquote best player cannot stay on the damn court. Simple as that.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm thinking the birth certificate last was real, man. I think they done, that boy, man, folks might be 42.
Man.
He really might be 42.
He gonna be out of here before stuffing them.
Ooh. Hey, Joel Embiid leave before Bron.
Hey, look, man. We're gonna have to dedicate an episode. We're gonna call Pablo Torre and be like, hey man, get on the pod and can you get Joel Embiid birth certificate, G? We've been pushing this narrative for like
I ain't about to go there. Joel Embiid slap niggas. I ain't going there, bro. Hey, that's documented. He slapped niggas, bro. I'm good. Hey, I'm not looking for that joint.
Yo, why you worry about it?
I ain't about to get safari punched by that nigga, bro.
Man, gonna get punched through a wall.
But yeah, Philly is. You can spend time talking about how like within the last 15 years, Philly has tanked themselves into success and went nowhere with it. Like you did all that tanking to get all them different players. You had the number one pick, what, 3-4 times within the last 15 years, and none of them panned out.
Embiid panned out. You want to MVP.
I mean,
he has an
not that he didn't pan out, but all of them have suffered from some of the same issues as far as injuries. Like it's just you got nobody that was healthy enough. And then the times that you did have a chance to go out and get somebody that was different than the type of player that you usually draft, you don't draft them.
I mean, they jumped the gun with a lot, right? And every decision that they made post Kawhi Leonard sending them niggas to the crib has always been something terrible for them. Picking Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler. That's one. In your mind, how can you possibly say we made it this far, Kawhi got us out with a lucky shot? Boom. That same Kawhi is not here next year. Why not keep trying? But you choose Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler. Failed. That already made Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid didn't even like that. Right? Boom. You let a divide between Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons fester and didn't nip that in the bud. For all the bull crap that happened with Ben Simmons not being able to score that one time against Trae Young, you lift that person up because
I still blame Doc Rivers for that situation a lot too, because I just don't feel like publicly you throw. I mean, we saw what it was, but I just don't think like publicly as a coach you throw your player under the bus the way that Doc did.
Yeah, and like James Harden was fantastic for them as well, But Ben Simmons
lied to him.
was perfect for Joel Embiid, and Joel Embiid was perfect for Ben Simmons. That was a perfect duo for each other. Ben Simmons did not need that ball like James Harden do to be successful on that court.
To double back to the Jimmy point, if you keep Jimmy, you don't put Ben in that situation. Ben probably don't even be in that situation.
No. Ben gets to high and play at the level he needs to play at, right? And now Ben Simmons most likely fighting to stay in the league. He's not even on the team right now.
He don't even got an agent no more because he pretty much turned down the Knicks offer. Which I kind of don't. I don't really blame him for turning that down at this point. The Knicks are where they are. I don't think you want to come in and try to be an experiment with them when they're on the verge of making a finals berth again. So,
I mean, I would have ran to that Knicks. New York money, New York female. I would have ran now.
I mean, but for him, he already in that mental space where he did. If it don't make sense to him, he's just not gonna do it.
Yeah. But I just think they made a terrible decision. Daryl Morey lying to James Harden messed that team up.
He really went over to China to tell them people that he lied.
Yo, that man went on a PSA. He was making public service announcements in other countries about that man.
But they didn't understand English. Daryl Morey. But they didn't understand English, bro.
That man on the Adidas promo tour and said, "Hey, Daryl Morey's a liar." Like,
he said that particularly to us, but he was just in China. I'm pretty sure if we look at that whole video, they didn't even ask how it feels being an NBA player. Daryl Morey is a liar, and I'll never play basketball with him again.
Like he did some Kanye shit. That's some shit that Kanye would do.
That man they asking him, "Hey, bro, what was your inspiration for the whatever version of Harden that you Harden shoot at?" And they were like, "Hey, Daryl Morey ain't shit."
But yeah,
and it's crazy because he had a good year with them too.
He was great. He was
a really good year.
James Harden, for all his faults, you can count on that nigga in the regular season, bro. For all his faults, you can count on him in the regular season. You can count that he's going to be fantastic. And again, they just jumped the gun, and Daryl Morey being a liar ruined that team. It is time to just start over. You got a young McCain. Shoot, if niggas calling for Maxey, which I don't think is pretty much that many people on the phone, but if niggas calling for Maxey and they got some nice, picks or offers, take it.
I'll take it.
Maxey's
a good player.
You're in a beautiful situation, Philly, because your football team is probably the best team in the league.
Man, nobody's
So there's a distraction for you to be garbage. Because you have a fantastic football team that will probably repeat in the Super Bowl this year. So you could be like, bump it. We could be garbage. The fans is going to be the fans, but it's not going to be as bad as if the Eagles wasn't good and now everybody just looking at us. So you better use that distraction wisely.
And also your baseball team is in the playoffs too, by the way. Phillies is in the playoffs.
Use that distraction, bro.
Yeah, look,
I didn't even know they were in the playoffs. Yeah. All stars, 7-9. All right, look. Give me Joel Embiid for a first. One.
Just need one.
I just need one.
And we'll pay a portion of the contract.
Man, look.
We'll pay a portion of the contract. Look, man.
Dude, I'm gonna keep it a bean. This is sketchy. But if I'm the Lakers, before then and DeAndre Ayton, I'm waving them two shebangs like, hey. What Joel Embiid looking like?
We'll give you Austin Reed.
No, I'm just giving him the 2 picks.
Oh, you nice.
I ain't giving him Austin Reed. I'm gonna need somebody to be healthy on that court. Luka do to have a butt problem by the end in the middle of that season. Bron definitely gonna be like the HGH wearing out. So we gonna need somebody to play when that happens. So let me quit. LeBron.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't like that for the Lakers though. The Lakers always try to make that trade. That type of trade.
All they need is a third person that's going to be willing to score when they can't score. That's it.
I think they need to prioritize on getting somebody that they know is healthy too.
I mean, the Lakers. We didn't talk about them, but I think the Lakers are gonna be fine. I hate Lakers discourse. I hate discourse around that team, good and bad.
Yeah.
I wish there was a nice neutral Lakers discourse that people could have. But just like the Warriors, unfortunately, that's not happening.
Yeah, that don't exist.
But what's next, Chris? We gonna talk about overrated, underrated, or something like that?
Who's our underrated team and overrated team? Tyler, I'll let you go first on that.
Overrated. I personally don't think that they're overrated, but I think people are putting them in that overrated category, and that would be the Clippers. I understand where they may be coming from.
East. Staying
East.
Okay.
Yeah.
Staying
East. I don't know. It might not really be anybody that's overrated. I think people are where they're at. Underrated. Like you guys brought up a good point with the Pistons earlier. I think they have the cohesiveness to be a really good team this year. Their chemistry is pretty good over there. So I think that they're not a team to be underestimated. I'm gonna go back to my Celtics point. I don't think people should underestimate the Celtics too much this season. I still think that they're gonna be a solid, serviceable team. I guess if I had to put anybody overrated in the East, probably Cleveland, just because, maybe just because off the fact that they were as good as they were last year, and things fell apart at the wrong time. But I can't even truly say that they overrated for real. I think teams are just where they're at right now.
True.
For me, I'm gonna go underrated first. I alluded at it when we was talking about the conference. But the most underrated team coming out the East is the Atlanta Hawks. Underrated. More people should be talking about them. More people should be talking about Trae Young. Had a really good season last year. Had a really good season the year before that. Trae Young is an all NBA caliber player. His team is just not good enough to get him there. He's an all-star. Him being that size and be able to dominate the game in the which he do is truly amazing. But them getting Porzingis, they still got Jalen Johnson, they still got Dyson Daniels. It's going to look good for the Atlanta Hawks. They just got to break that mold and realize, like, hey, we are a team to beat in the East. And I believe in Trae Young. Whatever Patrick Beverly was trying to say of him not being a leader, him not being this and
Patrick
that.
Beverly can go back to the West Side with that shit.
Whatever he think he's saying, bump him. Like, I believe in Trae Young. I believe Trae Young can take them to the playoffs, and I believe Trae Young can get them far. Really, I do. I think Trae Young is that type of talent. So if it comes down to a player making a shot to take a team to that next round, I think Trae Young can be that player.
I tell you this much. I think if we're not just talking about Atlanta, Trae Young, if you put him on that Indiana squad last year, I think they beat New York a lot more convincingly than they did.
That's crazy. I'm not gonna go there.
I think, and that's not a slight to Halliburton. That's just, I think Trae Young is more dynamic of a player than that.
Look, I don't know.
You see what Trae do when he goes to the Garden?
I agree. I just like Tyrese Halliburton took that team to the finals with being scared half the game. So I don't know, but
I'm saying Trae Young, he ain't scared.
I agree. Look, that's a good conversation. I let them real Atlanta, Indiana, and the Atlanta fans and Indiana must go through it and talk about that. But me personally, I do just believe in Trae Young. I think he can, and I hope Atlanta knows what they have in that player. I do. And I want to eat my words. If them niggas garbage, I eat my words. The most overrated team. And I say this with all due respect, especially to their social media team, because it's fire. The Orlando Magic is the most overrated team in the East. Bro, I don't know what people think this team is about. some people say it's the best team in the East, and Desmond Bain. I don't know if a person with a 5-foot wingspan can really help a team go to the next level. But, and I'm joking, but I don't know what people see in making this team like that good. One, Jonathan Isaac care more about being a Christian nationalist than actually being a basketball player. Jalen Suggs, again, balding and is not healthy. Franz and Paulo don't know who want to be number 1 and 2. Again, they center situation a little sketchy.
That's honestly, it's really sketchy. I looked at it the other night. I was like, who is their backup center? It's technically Jonathan Isaac.
So I don't know. I think they're going to be good, but people overrate them saying they're going to be number 1.
Nah, I would never put them up there.
Now, if Jalen Suggs go full-fledged ball and or go to Turkey, I don't know. Might be something. But yeah, that's my overrated and underrated.
For me, my underrated is the Hawks. I'm gonna co-sign that one. Also, correction, I got the white boys mixed up. Pistons got Duncan Robinson. The Hawks got Luke Kennard. Sorry, I apologize.
That's still both solid.
That's still both solid.
That's real solid for the Pistons getting Duncan Robinson.
It is. But either way, the Hawks legit have a squad. This is probably the best squad they put around Trae Young, and it's probably the most Trae Young squad you can put around him. You have a great perimeter defender who can guard 1 through 3, maybe 4, depending on how your team's set up. Jalen Johnson, once again, can be an all-star when healthy. And then you got contract year Porzingis, and as long as he's healthy in the city of Atlanta, he should be fine. He should be fine. Plus, I think you have a backup. The center they had who was starting wasn't bad neither. Like, he was fine. The African folks they had. Plus, you got Luke Kennard. You have a strong squad on that roster. Plus, you got the first round pick from last year, Ricochet. They have a squad. Bunch of light-skinned niggas, but they have a squad though. So it's just a matter of please stay healthy. But like, I think I had on 6 or either 5 or 6. I don't remember. But they are a team that can legit probably scare teams and make it to the first seed, or mess around and win the in-season tournament or something. So that's a scary thing to factor in with them. Overrated. I'm not mad at who you guys have, but I'm gonna throw the Knicks in there. Like, they're still my favorite, but the Knicks is look, man, it's gonna be a lot of Knicks dick riding occurring this season, but they still partially overrated. They are to an extent, because once again, that payroll is insane, and they are 1, 2, 3, maybe a month-long injury from any of their core pieces from being in hell again. So with that said, they need to stay healthy. They need to stay healthy. Mike Brown has to make a strong rotation, and even then, that's still sketchy to me to an extent. So we'll see what happens with them. But let's go ahead. We're gonna go into wrestling. First and foremost, we're not gonna do this Nia Jax dialogue because I feel like that's corny at this point. But we're gonna go straight into wrestling. First, shout out to Ricky Saints. He is your new NXT champion at NXT No Mercy. He beat Obafemi. Shout out to bro. You did that thing, G. So much love and appreciation to you, my good brother. Tyler, your thoughts on Ricky Saints being new NXT champ?
Definitely think that this was the right move. They had a really good match. Yeah, I just think that it was getting time for Oba to get ready to drop the belt. I don't think it's too much more else he can do in NXT. I'm not saying that he should move up right away, because I don't like when guys move up right away just because they finally done with the belt. I like to see what else they may be able to pull out the hat. Especially with this invasion storyline, I think that they are going to need him for that. They need somebody strong, on their side or whatever. So, but But yeah, Ricky Saints, is we knew what he was finna do when he came to NXT, bro. We said it from the jump. He came in and won the North American belt, dropped that. He's been, making it clear that he's here to make a name, to continue to cement his name in wrestling, and just progress the brand forward. So, I was happy to see the result.
Ain't mad at it. But speaking of the NXT TNA, they did rename the event. Sure, I'm sorry. All right, go ahead.
I had to run back from the bathroom. Let me tell you something, brother. Shout out to Ricky Saints, bro. Now, I'm not the happiest with wrestling at the moment, to tell you the truth. I'm not. Honestly.
Understandable.
I think especially on the main roster side, it's some caca. Go down last week's episode to hear the reason I think it's some caca. Ricky Saints restored my faith in wrestling. Really
I thought you was finna go on a different tangent, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Ricky Saints, some nigga on Twitter was like, oh, he's a 35-year-old developmental champion. Hey, bro, do me a favor. Take Tony Khan out your mouth, bro. I don't care if Ricky Saints was 42. I don't care if Ricky Saints was 65. It's not his fault that black don't crack and that nigga look like he's 23. Ricky Saints got everything that you want to be as a superstar. He got charisma. He got the wrestling ability. And he can shoot a freaking promo. And he got the look. Pause. So if I was a wrestler,
that matters.
And I was like, man, who would I want to be? I would want to be Ricky Saints, bro. I kid you not. That freaking pose he does, come on, man. Like, I can see a JoJo character doing that. Real talk. Like, so the hate that he gets just because he switched sides really ticks me off a lot. I hate that. But also, I think Ricky Saints being that champion will help that brand, also help him. Yeah, he 35. So the heck what? 1 year NXT. And I hope he hit that main roster with such a force that people would be like, yo, he's one of the next superstars for WWE. Because I believe he is. So all the Ricky Saints throw that out the window, dog. I think he's going to have a really good run as champion. Again, Oba, Ricky, and Ethan Page. It's three people in NXT. Look out, bro.
Oh yeah, shout out to Ethan Page too. I've liked what he's been doing since he landed on NXT. I think he's a really good heel.
I don't know, Ethan Page is. I think you want to talk about somebody that's extremely underrated right now. He's underrated.
That's a guy that's doing his job.
Yeah, I think he's about to have a match with Mustafa Ali.
Yep. Mustafa Ali just popped up on NXT.
It's gonna be a banger at that. They can't call it invasion no more because some niggas on the look. I ain't gonna say.
Also, that was for real.
Yes.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Damn.
So they ain't about to get sniped. They ain't about to get shot in the neck saying who mad, bro. So I'm gonna keep it cordial and say, look, some people.
All these years they've been waiting to do that invasion pay-per-view again. You can't even use the name.
Well, October 7th is an infamous date politically, bro. So, like that's like making an event.
Ain't gonna make a break. Like the name ain't gonna make a break.
It's going down on September 11th. Like I don't think you wanna. I don't think you wanna have that name.
That's out of pocket.
I think you want to keep that. I think you want to keep not only them people happy, but I think you want to keep, far away from that whole situation. Though it happened like 3 years ago, again, stay away from it.
Yeah, you just gotta play it smart. But overall, shout out to Ricky. They are pretty much announcing the teams that will be going on for next week, and that's getting announced throughout the night. But let's go ahead. We'll have a fun discussion. So, Trail put this in the chat off a tweet that we saw, which was OVW 2002 class versus FCW / NXT 2012. Because technically, I don't think NXT was a thing in 2012. They were still FCW then. Which I was like, you know what? Both classes are significantly stronger, but we're gonna.
Now they were still they were NXT in 2012.
It was okay.
Yeah, because that's when Seth had the belt. So that's the 2012 class that got moved up. They pretty much all went up. The Shield debuted at the end of 2012. Then I think like Big E came out 2013, and then the rest of them came out like the year after that. So,
all right, well that makes sense then. But overall, both are strong classes. You can certainly say both for the times that they were in held their eras down, and even like the 2012 class is actively still holding it down. But if you don't know who the hell is in each of these classes, for examples, OVW 2002 was Brock Lesnar, Batista, John Cena with blonde hair, Victoria, Shelton Benjamin, and Randy Orton. Wow, that 2012 NXT class, you have Luke Harper, RIP, Seth Rollins, Rusev, Dean Ambrose, Big E. I don't know who the fuck Nick Rogers is. Sorry for my language. Emma, not with the company no more. Roman, RIP Bray, and Paige. Both are strong classes. That 2012 class, neck injuries are in hell though. I just mentioned that. You got like a few people with bad necks in there. But
you got
both are strong classes.
You got 5 world champions out of that class though.
That as well. Like you do got 5 world champs, but you can arguably sit and say that 02 class has
it's still
4 dudes who are generational talents. So, but Trail, your thoughts?
I'm saying I'm getting ready. I was just getting ready for y'all to say what y'all gonna say. I'm gonna go ahead and start this little debate off real quick between OVW 2002 and NXT 2012. Give me NXT 2012 any single day of the week. And there's only one reason you give me NXT 2012 every single day of the week. Throw them ones in the air for the greatest of all time, Roman Reigns. Mind you, I don't even have to really argue head-to-head with everybody else, but John Cena himself said Roman Reigns is the greatest wrestler of all time. So look it up. This is not me capping.
No, I know he did say it. It came
John
out his
definitely
mouth.
Gave him his props.
So to be honest, right? Brock, Batista, Cena. Really, shout out to Shelton. And let me throw Randy in there. Let me not disrespect Randy. Them 4: Brock, Batista, Cena, Randy. Those are good 4 for them, right? Crazy big 4. And then you want to throw against Shield plus Bray Wyatt? Come on. Like, it's going to be hard for me to sell this, but this is so easy for me to do. Give me Roman over Brock any day. Give me Roman over Batista any day of the week.
I'm not mad at
Give
that.
me Roman over Randy, even in 09, any day of the week. And the only person who you can argue over Roman, is John, because John carried that company in his darkest hour. But guess who lifted that company out of that dark hour? Throw the ones up again for that man. The reason that company didn't tank in that pandemic is because of who?
Big dog, man.
Big dog.
Tribal chief.
The big dog.
The OTC.
The OTC.
Tribal chief, man.
The tribal chief.
That man
I
popped up.
almost put on that Ula Fala, bro. Quit playing with me, man. Like, mind you, right now, I'm not the happiest about it, but the guy can show up. And just off the rumor of, hey, Roman is going to be here, he sell out the house. Nobody's doing that
at all.
And that's just on financial reason, right? Storyline wise, Roman leading up to the tribal chief. A lot of people call it shaky, but I call it character development, right? From being that guy that they saying is getting shoved down his throat and proving that Roman, did he prove that he belonged to be there? Then having that stint in which they rubbed dog food on him.
That was probably the lowest.
Like, that was his lowest. His lowest was probably cancer, but I didn't want to bring that up.
That's a whole different subject.
But he beat that too, by the way. And he proceeded to have the greatest storyline in wrestling history, to the point that I'm people's, and saying, like, I love the bloodline, but leave me alone. Like, that's how great that story is, that they still trying to milk it till this day, in great WWE fashion. Now, it might get shaky when I say this, but give me Seth Rollins over Randy Orton, bro. Give me Seth over
I'm
Randy.
not mad at. I'm really not.
I'm not mad at your whole take.
I'm not mad at that one either. I love Randy, but Randy benefited from Batista going to Hollywood when he did, in a way.
Yeah, Seth
and niggas love the 09 run. Niggas swear up and down by 09 Randy Orton too. That's another thing. That gives him like infinite points up than it kind of do. And black women love Randy Orton too, looks wise. That's really.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take that back. I don't want to disappoint the black women, yo.
No, for clips reasons we need to engage them.
I'm gonna say this about the class comparison. I say I definitely agree with your points on 2012 class. I think just on paper, like talent wise, like just natural in-ring talent, and then the mix of their characters to go with it, I think 2012 has them beat. The reason I pick 02 over 2012 just in terms of legacy is because in 02 shit was about to hit the fan like bad. Like they lost The Rock to Hollywood. Stone Cold had to retire. Even though he came back and did his thing again. You had to make some.
Stone Cold didn't retire. He walked away.
Or he took it. Yeah, he walked out. He walked out.
Away.
But he was on his last legs at that point. At that point anyway. But they were at a point where it's like, okay, we absorbed all this talent. We still have to make new talent to mix with our vets or whatever. I think like things could look a little different for WWE if you don't. Even though they only had Brock for 2 years at that time,
2.5.
But if you don't make a star out of Cena, if you don't make a star out of Randy, if you don't make a star out of Batista at that time, I think you're gonna be. We was gonna be having a lot of different conversations, like a lot. So I think like just off a legacy for that class, like they definitely helped bring them into a better place and bring them into the era that they were. Like ruthless aggression was a thing. Like it's still argued to this day that ruthless aggression was the better era, may have been the better era compared to the Attitude Era. So I think legacy wise, I will give it to 02. Talent and character wise, I'm gonna give it to 2012.
Now, I think the best way to go about this is to really go peak for peak, right?
Hmm.
You look at all those talents and you go peak for peak, right? In the peaks that 2012 got, like,
exactly.
What is Batista's peak?
Batista's peak was probably 07, 08.
Oh, yeah, 07, 06.
When Batista
So, what is his defining moment as Batista?
Oh, see, that's the funny thing. His defining moment was with Cena, and then that got cut short because he was like, "All right, peace."
He broke Cena's neck the first time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say that that's necessarily his defining moment.
He was getting there, though.
He was getting there, but he didn't definitively have it. I think if he would have stuck around,
some people would say him and Undertaker and Mania was that era was his defining moment. That was like his peak. That was peak Batista around that time.
Yeah, 07 Batista was different
because he was putting on great matches, and most
they had a feud to be had that year, even though everybody was getting hurt in 07 and other things.
Yeah, that was another issue. See, injuries.
Now, another reason I say 2012 is mopping OVW 2002 is because of the success of the Shield. Not only do I say give me Seth over Randy, no niggas that hate that, but Mox not only had a successful run in the E, he went over to that other company and he continuously keep that place afloat.
He's keeping them alive.
Yeah,
Can't take a break. The man survived 2 fire outbreaks and said, all right, bro, y'all still need me on TV, I guess, huh?
So Mox in itself became legendary. And I think another underrated part of talking about 2012 is freaking Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
Facts.
Like,
that man is beloved, bro.
Like I don't like not only beloved, probably outside of probably Cena and Roman, is the most charismatic person between them two classes.
Undeniably.
Like,
depending on talk, they might put him over Roman. Depending on might put him over Roman.
I'll argue that. Like, real talk. Like, because what Bray did, he could have been even bigger if this man they put a cap on his winning. But Bray could have been even bigger, a bigger star than what he was. Right? R.I.P. him, he left way too early. And I also got to go this. This is why I despise this man. Luke Harper is the most underrated talent that WWE had and misused. That Luke Harper can have been Damian Priest on steroids for that company.
Yeah, people loved Luke Harper.
I
didn't really realize how much people loved him until he left.
A stand of folks, G.
I was a Luke Harper stand, bro.
Because he could work. I don't remember too much promo from him like that, but they didn't really give him a chance to go that far.
That IC title run he had was underrated.
Dude was put on matches, G. He was put on matches.
He was going crazy. His matches he had with Ziggler that were nice. He had
ladder match they had. Well, I think he hit Dean Ambrose, busted Dean Ambrose wide open. Pause. Fire. It was the IC title match in Mania, the ladder match.
The 2015.
Probably. Yeah, like that match when if Seth that was the heist for Seth, right?
Yeah.
And Seth didn't have a heist for the century. That match was the only thing saving that Mania. But Luke Harper, the most underrated. Big E, cold, right? Was about to hit the bigger heights of his career. Then Vince McMahon cranked the Vince McMahon.
Rich Holland happened.
And
I'm not gonna hold you. If Vince wouldn't have took the belt off him, we probably don't get to Ridge Holland. It's a domino effect.
This is the biggest part of this whole 2012 debate. My nigga Nick Rogers.
Bro, I gotta look him up because I don't know who Nick Rogers is.
G, I've never heard the name before, G. That's why I'm like, bro. So this is if I'm not an indie nigga, but hey, y'all gonna have to tell me about Nick Rogers, G.
The first Nick Rogers that pops up is a football player.
Dog.
Like, people is gonna let nostalgia run through and through. But the impact the Shield has on the WWE, like, pantheon or ethos or whatever you want to call it, it's huge, bro. Like, Cena really carries that 2002 class, bro. Because if you want to keep it a bean, Batista left at his height.
Yeah.
Randy tweaked at his height with, substance problems and things of that nature.
Constant substance abuse. Constant.
And Brock Lesnar was never comfortable in any situation he was ever in. It was literally Cena. Right? So, like, I have to do the freaking short of me saying, give me Seth over Randy. I'm going to most likely get killed for that and crucified. So I'm not looking at any of these comments.
I get your point, though. I definitely see
I'm taking Seth over Randy. Like, 09 Randy was cool. Like, it was cool.
I ain't gonna hold you. Like, Seth Rollins is probably, as far as like just on a wrestler standpoint, probably my favorite wrestler today. I've always liked his moveset, the way I just like him as a heel. Like, Seth Rollins is fire.
09 Randy is cool. But give me pre-40 knee surgery Seth Rollins any day off the week.
Oh, and that's another thing. Seth Rollins never has that knee surgery, bro. We're also having another conversation.
Like,
because they were pushing Seth Rollins to be the next Shawn Michaels.
If he ain't never tried a Batista bomb, got darn Kane off that rope in a freaking house show that nobody freaking watched.
Like, why? This stuff like that, why they like, we don't do house shows like that no more. If at all.
Like, people hated Authority Seth. White niggas talking about 09 Randy. White's Power Rangers
hot in 2014. He was crazy.
White Ranger Seth, SummerSlam versus John Cena before them ruined that match.
All right. Still, crazy match.
The triple threat match between him, Brock, and Cena at the Royal Rumble.
That's still. I keep forgetting.
Match.
That match was.
Oh, bro.
That's a top. That might be a top 5, top 3 triple threat match like ever.
Come on, bro. The WrestleMania match between him and Orton to keep going.
Crazy.
The Money in the Bank match between him and Dean Ambrose.
That run was insane, G.
Like, bro,
that run was nuts.
This nigga was
G, when you got me thinking, I'm like, yo, that run is arguably legit. Is insane.
From that rumble, all the way until he had the knee surgery, Seth was going nuclear, bro.
Man was going crazy, G. That was an insane run,
bro. The run, he had that match at the Rumble. Then he did the Mania Heist of the Century. Had beggar matches in between. Fought Sting. Sting had a good. That was his best match in WWE. Took that nigga out. That was his best match in WWE.
What did they do?
Yeah. But then you had him versus Cena at that SummerSlam. Bro, why? That is like, when people want to talk about a legendary moment of a wrestler, White Ranger, Seth Rollins, that was the peak, bro. It wasn't this one. Jon Stewart ruled that match. We'll never forgive him for that.
That started my disdain for celebrity shit in wrestling matches, bro. That shit really made me mad.
But that did leave him, yeah.
But come on, that run, his Authority Seth Rollins run, amazing. You can't name me a run better than that. You're gonna say, oh, 09 Orton was crazy. Give me Legend Killer Orton over 09 Orton any day. 09 Orton was just arcane on and punting Stephanie.
Oh, yeah, Legend Killer Orton was taking niggas' fathers and punt kicking them in the face down the stairs.
Yeah, Legend Killer Orton put Hulk Hogan on the trunk of a Buick Regal, my nigga. Took that nigga out. It was either a Buick Regal or what was that other car called?
It was either a Lincoln or a Buick. I got to relook at that. And we'll confirm it. Either way, he looked.
Like, Legend Killer Randy. Give me Legend Killer Randy over 09. Like, they was making fun of a schizophrenic nigga, bro. That's crazy.
All right.
That thing was coming on TV every week. Come on, IEP. MVP.
Brock, for me, Brock's like run, I can't really say it's the best. When he came back the first time against Cena, that run was terrible.
It was very bad. No, like
What
I
the
was
woman-
disappointed as legit the Brock Lesnar stand in this pod. I was disappointed.
That's crazy, bro.
Look.
That's because he was losing a lot. I ain't gonna lie, those matches he did, at least those first two matches he had were pretty good. I think the return match against Cena, that was a good match. And then the match he had against Triple H at Mania was a good match.
Yeah.
But then, like, Triple H went over for what?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He was losing. I was like, why is he losing?
I feel bad at that nigga. So let me move away from that nigga, bro.
Yeah.
But you want to know what? You want to know what it took? You want to know what changed that whole entire thing? SummerSlam, Brock versus CM Punk, changed that whole shebang.
Yeah.
Shout out to my GOAT, CM Punk. Changed the whole. Mind you, that's still one of Brock's best matches since he returned that many years ago. Go rewatch that match. That's why I missed the WWE Network. I rewatched that match when that network was a thing. I was like, yo, CM Punk and Brock. Damn.
To give Seth Rollins some more props, he probably, outside of that match, he probably has given Brock probably the best like 3-match feud. I think he had that match that they had at SummerSlam was good. The match where he beat him for the title at Mania, even though it was quick, they did it the right way. I think they had another one.
Oh, Brock Lesnar sucks so much, bro.
But Seth carried him though. Seth made that SummerSlam match what it was.
Peak Brock, no matter what, with Brock, his peak is always going to be his very first run. That's still going to be his best run to me.
Crazy. But even that is like outside of Angle,
the match was
outside of Angle.
The Taker match was really good.
Wait, did he go against Eddie?
He did. Yeah, that was towards
Eddie beat him for the belt.
Eddie. And that was honestly, if he never left, he was really starting to get comfortable as a whole. It was just like, I want to do more. But
I would say the best thing that came out of Brock's original run, that one leg nigga feud, bro.
I was just finna say,
regardless, that's always
you have to bring that up.
Look,
he threw that nigga down some stairs, bro. I was dead.
Bro, the fact that they really wanted to have Brock F5 that man off the fist like we was playing Shut Your Mouth, like, bro. We was gonna be having another different conversation if they let him get away.
It'd be a different conversation as a whole. Because look, it's not even just that he tossed the man down the stairs. He also brutally beat the man up in front of his mama. It's still peak.
Bloodied that man. And then Vince was up in the rafters smiling like a freaking supervillain.
Look, man. Either way, I'm not mad at it. It's just we will always look at the 02 class as like, damn, man, that's peak because like for a lot of people they grew up on it and some of them are still active. But you can arguably sit there and say the 2012 class between, especially once again, the Shield and Dean not even being there, they're carrying wrestling as a whole right now and still writing their legacy. Because at the end all be all, because this is to wrap up this conversation, they're still creating their legacy. Their legacy is going. Roman legit is reignited WWE to a whole new level, and also why they able to make do ticket sales the way they can because for him. Seth is arguably at his peak right now. You can sit and arguably say he's at his peak, and he's still having A+ matches. Dean is carrying that other company, and Tony Khan has to legit probably get that man a Roman level check for him to stay at this point. Even though he's doing vacation, give that man a break. But it is what it is with that. Them three dudes is carrying, and it would be 4 if Bray was still on this earth. Like RIP to folks, but Bray was going to be like that character type figure that is always needed, and that's why I feel like that class is missing is the character figure. Like, yeah, Brock is the dominant force of nature. Cena is the global superstar.
But that era
guy,
really
legit.
Didn't have characters like that for real.
Yeah, that's why that's arguably also why they had to share their moments with a Triple H, with a Undertaker as well. They were missing that character figure, which Bray displayed. So even then, like you got people on the up and up trying to recreate that. But either way, like this class is arguably can be the greatest of all time when we go back and look at it probably another 5 years from now. Like it's still gonna be love for OVW.
It's
02.
almost like the 03 class in the NBA versus the 96 class. It's similar to
and I'm
that.
still always gonna take the 03 class.
I think it's more of the 03 class and the 2009 class more than the 96.
Okay, I can see that. I can see that now because the 09 class is wild crazy.
09 class again. That's Steph's class.
09 is Steph. No, KD was the year before. 09 was Steph, James Harden,
Blake, James.
Blake,
oh yeah, no. You got DeMar,
DeMar DeRozan,
Drew
Holiday,
Jeff Teague. Hey,
Jeff
look,
Teague.
I know just throwing Teague's name is out of random, but hey, look, he was decent though. He had a long-lasting career. But no, this was a solid class.
Yeah.
You got Blake Harden, Ricky Rubio, Pat Bev is in there.
Yeah.
I know that. Hey, and we're just gonna throw out random player names like shoot. Ty Lawson was in this class. Brandon Jennings was in this class. Wayne Ellington had a solid career. Like I'm just going through players who I know played at least a few years, at least got to a second contract. Jody Meeks, Danny Green.
Let's
see, but no, this was a solid class. Yeah. So, but overall, we'll see what happens. But like you can arguably say 2012 will have a stronger legacy when it's end all be all. Because shoot, Roman himself, Seth himself, and shoot, what Dean is doing over there. Because once again,
Ray still selling tickets.
look,
Afterlife, bro.
I'm telling y'all, if Dean goes away for 2 months, and once again, I know he's a little because that team is incompetent. They're a Travis Hunter $200 million contract away from not existing. So with that said, salute. But either way, good discussion. Let's go and wrap this episode up. We appreciate you guys as always. Make sure you guys tune into this episode. Be on the lookout for the next episode, Attack on Culture, as well. We got a lot to talk about on there, but check out Cam got you guys on the gotcha. Check out my fall anime season preview, which this season actually going to be starting probably this weekend, I believe. So check that out if you look for any new anime to peep. And above all, just check out all the content, share with your people, hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet, engage, check out the TikTok page, You Tweaking Media, YTM Clips, and follow us on Twitter at 3S from the Ring as well. But salute, you guys have a good week. Be safe out here. Keep your head on the swivel because it's wild out here. It's definitely wild out here. So keep your head on the swivel, please. And peace.
Peace out.
Peace.